Chapter 5, Shame, Part 3, The Courage to be Seen, Liberation from Hiding. And now we ascend to the highest chamber of shame's domain, to the place where hiding ends and authentic being begins, where the mask is removed, not because we've become perfect, but because we've accepted our imperfection, where we discover the radical freedom of being fully seen. This is vulnerability, not the weakness that shame told us it was, but the courage that it actually is. Vulnerability is not about revealing our strengths, but about being willing to be seen in our uncertainty, our imperfection, and our authentic complexity. It is about showing up as we are, rather than as we think we should be. Brené Brown defines vulnerability as uncertainty, a risk, and emotional exposure. All three of these are things that shame tells us to avoid at all costs. But what if avoiding them is what keeps us trapped? What if the very thing we fear, being fully seen, is the doorway to the connection, belonging, and worthiness we crave? The courage to be seen requires a fundamental shift in our relationship with imperfection. Instead of seeing our flaws as evidence of unworthiness, we begin to see them as evidence of humanity. Instead of trying to be perfect, we try to be whole, which means including all our parts, even the ones we previously rejected. This does not mean we stop growing, or abandon our values, or embrace harmful behaviors. It means we approach our imperfections with curiosity and compassion, rather than shame and self-attack. It means we recognize that we are works in progress, that growth is a lifelong process, and that being human means making mistakes and learning from them. When we have the courage to be seen, something miraculous happens. We discover that we are more lovable in our authentic imperfection than we ever were in our performed perfection. People connect, not with our masks, but with our humanity. They relate not to our polished image, but to our real struggles. They love us, not despite our vulnerability, but because of it, because it gives them permission to be vulnerable too. This is how shame loses its power. Through connection, through being seen in our imperfection and finding that we are not rejected, but embraced. Through discovering that the thing we thought would make us unlovable is actually what makes us relatable, human, real. The liberation from shame also comes from recognizing that worthiness is not something we earn through achievement or performance. It is our birthright. We do not have to prove our worthiness. We are worthy because we exist, because we are alive, because we are part of the great web of being that connects all things. This is a difficult truth to accept in a culture that constantly tells us we're not enough, not thin enough, not rich enough, not successful enough, or not perfect enough. But the culture's message is the lie, and our essential worthiness is the truth. We are enough, right now, as we are, not despite our imperfections, but including them. When we truly embody this truth, we become free. Free to take risks without fear that failure will destroy our worth. Free to create without perfectionism paralyzing us. Free to love without fear that our needs will make us unlovable. Also free to be ourselves without constant performance and pretense. We also become free to extend to others the compassion we've learned to give ourselves. We become less judgmental because we know what it's like to be judged. We become more accepting because we know what it's like to be rejected. We become safer people for others to be vulnerable with because we've done our own work of facing shame and choosing courage. The shame that once imprisoned us becomes, in its transformation, a source of strength. We have faced the thing we most feared, being fully seen in our imperfection, and survived. We have exposed what we kept hidden and found acceptance rather than rejection. We have removed the mask and discovered that our true face is more beautiful than any performance could ever be. This is the gift of the fifth gate. The discovery that we are worthy, not because we are perfect, but because we are real. Not because we have everything together, but because we're willing to fall apart, and not because we hide our humanity, but because we embrace it. The veil of hiding has been lifted. The mask has been removed. We stand in our truth, imperfect and radiant, flawed and worthy, and broken and whole. The journey through shadows continues, but we are lighter now, less burdened, more free. Stay tuned, to be continued.